Hi guys, welcome to day 28 of our 30 days of minimalism and mom life tips. Today we're talking about how to have a lighter mom life, specifically how to lighten your grocery shopping. So, have you tried systemizing your grocery routine yet? Are you looking at me like, what in the world is that? And can you even systemize something as complex and multi-layered as all the stores you're hitting? Well, keep listening. So, I'm sure you have some sort of pattern, right? You've got a handful of go-to stores. Maybe you have one store. Maybe you've just got two. These are the stores you're always looking at, okay? It depends on your state. But depending on where you are you always going to Walmart? Do you hit the particular state grocery chain? Do you have a favorite Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, natural market that you love to go? So you're naturally going to segment into some of these categories. And maybe you are a frugal mom extraordinaire and you look at the flyers from 6 different places and say, they have awesome deals on veggies here. They have a great meat sale going over here. And so you're thinking about how you can get the lowest deal on everything while trying to keep in mind the gas price it's going to take to drive to all those. Okay, so what are you doing? Oh, and number 4, kind of mom. Just go to Costco and Sam and pick everything up in bulk because your family eats that much. So, what are you typically doing? And I know you might say this is way too difficult to get a solid, consistent answer, but trust me, you will find that your occasional stores often fall in a pattern. Not every week, as in roughly every other week you have to hit them, or not every week, as in roughly once a month or once every 2 months, you tend to need something from them. Okay, so we want to try to figure out, is this a store you like to hit every 2 or 3 months? So can you do it on an every other month basis or on a quarterly basis? And you plan ahead, and after a couple rounds of it, you get an idea of what your typical quarterly or bi-monthly needs are. It won't work perfectly probably the first time, but how much does it take? How long does your family eat through the nuts if you buy your nuts at Trader Joe's? How long does it take you if you start shopping at Sam's or Costco only once every 2 weeks or once every 2 months? How long does it take you guys to go through the giant olive oil, the giant peanut butter, whatever giant, thing you get there? How much do you need to buy if you want to lengthen the time between grocery stores visits? Have you been buying a smaller container at your regular store and you realize that the big box is a similar price? Or if you just bought twice as much at your natural market, you could just extend the time between. So how many cans of beans do you need? How many boxes of spaghetti does your family want? Now, for that, of course, you're going to need to know roughly what your meal planning is typically. So if your family's on a pasta every week, or, a meatless Monday with beans every week, something like that, or your kids, you can guarantee will be asking you for mac and cheese for lunch twice a week or 5 times. How much do you need? And then, just do the math times 4 weeks in the month times how many months. If you're doing quarterly, remember it's not 4 times 3, it's actually 13 weeks in a quarter. Okay, so how much can you just buy double or triple what you normally do and you don't have to hit that store again? And wouldn't it be worthwhile saying, okay, we're going to live without the fancy nuts or the whatever, particular treat you like to get at that one store so that I don't have to drive all the way out there until next quarter? It's actually kind of freeing that way. And it's your little challenge, your little frugality challenge. No, we can't have those. We can't have the gelato, the nice yogurt, the soy-free something or other. But we will when we go to that store next month. Until then, I'm going to make do without, and it will remind me why it's such a treat. And the next time when I go, I can choose to buy double and space it out. Or if I find I liked that mini deprivation, the mini Lent on this thing, then I will just buy the same amount, use it, enjoy it, and then pause, go without it, kind of reset, and then get it again. So you don't have to buy double, and you don't have to deprive yourself. It's which would you rather do? But it's a really handy tactic for pushing off your giant grocery shopping things. Also, when you're looking at the flyers, do you notice that some of them consistently have great deals on the produce and some are kind of hit or miss? Wouldn't it make more sense to just relieve yourself of that, oh, well, sometimes they have a good deal, and just go with the consistently 80% of the time this store has an awesome price, the best price in town practically, on the bananas, on the strawberries, on the whatever your kids are currently eating? It will save a lot of hassle if you give yourself permission to ditch looking for that 20% and say, you know what, 80% is good enough. This store most of the time has everything. We're just not going to even bother with the other store unless you happen to be driving right by it. And then, you might as well pop in. It was right on your way. So That would be my second tip. Just go for what meets your needs 80% of the time and skip the 20%. Well, that one would have a better deal by 2 cents a pound. Really, is that worth it? I would say not. You're a mom, you've got a ton of extra stuff on your demands on your time. This is not your sole occupation in life, most likely, driving around to all the different stores to find the exact bottom end price. So why don't we live like it? Why don't we say it's okay to pay 2 cents extra per pound and go to the convenience store and not even waste the time looking at the flyer and humming and hawing and choosing your grocery. Okay, so next tip, grocery pickup. You've heard all of this. Okay, grocery pickup costs money, you're saying. Yes, I know, which is why I only do it every other week. Because if I wait for 2 weeks, I will have enough to get over the minimum order amount at the Walmart grocery pickup. So I just saved myself a ton of can buying and pantry goods, basically, and freezer goods too. Basically anything except the fresh produce, which I tend to like to pick myself. I saved myself having to buy any of that stuff for 2 weeks at my regular store because Walmart had either a better price or a comparable price. And then I spend more than $35 when I do it. So every other week, my new routine now includes doing a Walmart grocery pickup. And then guess what? That means for the other store that week, I have a really tiny list because it was basically just the fresh stuff or the stuff that for some reason Walmart has a really ridiculous price on or you can't find there. But it really cut down my list to say, drive over there, wait 10 minutes, get your order, drive to the next place, and it cut down on that whole go into the store and walk up and down all the aisles and grab it, and it was free. I just said I had to do it only every other week. You know what? It's not too big a deal to make a meal plan for 2 weeks. Yes, it is more work, but every time I'm sitting there in that Walmart grocery parking lot, I am really glad I spent the little bit of extra time and did a 2-week plan. And you know what? You can make it easy. You could just repeat this week's meal plan and say, I will worry about varying it next time. This week, everything's on repeat. Just to get yourself in the habit, get over the hump. What's the easiest possible way you could do this? Another idea is to get rid of the all the grocery shopping must be done in one go mentality. It's kind of easier to think of it that way, but what if your main stores, like your big stock up one and your favorite natural market, are in opposite ends of the city? Well, when are you going to those locations? Do you have, your weekly errand run or your monthly errand run? Do you have a date location that you like to go to and it happens to be in that other part of the city? What if you said, we will typically go to this store. We will plan on always going to that store, but we will go to the other one on a different day when we are in the neighborhood. And you have a plan and you know when you're going to be over there. So you bring your grocery list along and all that sort of thing. But the idea is you did not spend all the gas driving across the city on grocery shopping day just because it was grocery shopping day and you're intending to get things on both. No, you said grocery shopping day, going to the local store, and then date. Ooh, we really like the sushi place that's over there. Oh, it is also 3 minutes drive away from the other store we really want to hit. So we will go there with 3 minutes driving extra on the gas. We've already spent all the time to get there, and we will pick up the groceries there when we're over there. See, yes, you're not putting everything in the fridge all at once. You're not unloading everything all at once. Yes, you're splitting into 2 times, but you did save a lot of gas, and you saved a lot of time on that grocery day, making it a quick run out to there, and then just tacking on another little errand when you're in the vicinity. It's that whole errand batching mentality, which really, if you think about it, does save time, does save wear and tear in your vehicle, all that stuff. So those are the tips I would recommend. Number 1, can you start to systematize how often you're visiting stores? And you just pick what frequency sounds good to you right now. Once a week instead of every 3 days. Every 2 weeks instead of once a week. Once a month for a Sam's or Warehouse type of thing. What sounds good to you? And then number 2, what about skipping looking at the stores that occasionally have deals but usually don't? Go hit those if you happen to be in the neighborhood, but don't put it on yourself every time. And then number 3, batch your errands by location. So don't put it on yourself that you must drive all the way to Trader Joe's if your city has it, but it's 40 minutes away and your ordinary local market has stuff that you like. Don't say you have to go both every time. Just say, ooh, and we're going to hit the nice new date place that happens to be near Trader Joe's because that's a better location in the city, yada, yada. And we will do a quick swing by with your husband and pick up some Trader Joe's stuff when you're over there. You'll be a lot less of a "Ugh" on grocery day knowing that you have to drive across city for 40 minutes on top of hitting your regular grocery store. Oh yes, and don't forget, shoot for any grocery pickup orders. If they have any minimum shipping or minimum order thresholds, use that to your advantage. Pre-plan ahead however long you have to get those. Otherwise, I mean, why bother? If it's going to take like 2 months to, get the free shipping threshold, who cares? Just decide if you want to pay the money for it or not. But if it's just something like 2 weeks, sure. I mean, that's kind of a no-brainer. Why not save yourself the trouble and give yourself that tiny grocery list going to the store? It's pretty awesome to say, all I need to do is cruise down the produce aisle, cruise down the milk aisle, and I am out of here. Okay, so that's it for today, guys. Lightening grocery shopping, and I will see you tomorrow with another tip on how to lighten your mom life. Have a great day.